Hello there, my name's Mike Atherfold and I'm here in Trentham Gardens, and we've just been doing some filming of Romeo and Juliet and Robin Hood. Sort of got involved with the filmmaking process then through an organisation called Chris. I'd kind of been in limbo land for 8 years or so, sort of did absolutely nothing. Was in the sort of depths of depression after sort of losing my family and my business. And I thought I really needed to sort of pull myself out of the gutter, so to speak, and start living again. The first film I got involved with was The Slayer of Salford, which it was kind of just like we all sort of got together in this room and kind of discussed sort of various ideas to make a film about. And I sort of said, why don't we make a silent film? Because, basically because I don't like this kind of thing, like sort of talking to camera and stuff. And I thought, well, if I'm going to be in it, then I'd prefer not to speak. And that was the basic idea. And I've always kind of liked the genre of horror and zombies and all that sort of thing. So I sort of put that to them and they kind of liked that idea. Yeah, I got another either email or phone call from the Chris people saying that there was a more advanced filmmaking course called Raising Aspirations, and they were wanting to get people to either do another film or a documentary style film. And we all got together, and like the people who wanted to do the documentary style sort of went into one group, and the people who wanted to do another sort of film project went into the other group. Unfortunately, there wasn't that many people interested in doing the documentary style thing, but I thought I wanted to move in that direction because I'd kind of done the short film side of things. So I thought, to challenge myself, I thought it would be a bit more interesting to do something I hadn't done before. So that's why I took that one. And I think initially there was about 5 of us who sort of went to that side, and there must have been about 15 who went on to take the film. And then the 5 that went to do the documentary sort of diminished as well. And then at the end there was left to sort of 2 people to sort of finish it.
They kid you out from head to toe, cause education's the way to go. Come again and we will see how we can help with honesty, improve your life eternally. We'll give you books, we'll give you clothes, we'll give you hope to help you grow. Spread your wings and off you go.
I think it was a good product that we sort of came up with in the end, and the people who we did the project for, which was the Wood Street Mission, which I think is a fantastic organisation in Manchester and Salford. And they were really happy with the end as well, which is what it was all about. I find Chris very supportive. Alison and Steph are brilliant. They're always there at hand. You can sort of email them or ring them up at any point, and you're never going to get anything. You're going to get like positive sort of feedback from them. And Brian as well. Brian Dixon was an absolute must for like doing the editing on things. And he, if you ever got stuck, I could give him a ring and he would sort of help me through.
Making films now?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I've made many films, which they're just like I post them on places like YouTube and stuff. But I have broadened my horizon, and I'm sort of working on more of my own sort of material. And I've been involved with other sort of theatre companies and making sort of promos for them, and like the Lowry and like art-based groups as well. I've sort of taken on like a lot of sort of small projects, but I'm very happy sort of doing that. And I did like a series of 4 films for the BBC, working on their Turn Back Time series, which was great. I loved working with them, and I loved the bus. That's what I strive to get a bus like the BBC's, to have all the equipment in there and just sort of travel around the country. That would be absolutely fantastic.
So that's pinkgrapefruitfilmproductions.com. What's that about?
Well, this is ultimately what I sort of wanted, basically. I'd always sort of put out the feelers with people that I'd sort of worked with on the Chris things, and people seemed to be sort of interested in sort of setting up some kind of sort of business or something. But we never sort of quite got around to sort of finalise anything. So this, I met this guy, sort of Terry, and we kind of got along fairly well, and I thought maybe at first that we wouldn't get along that well because he had a very strong personality. I thought, are we going to sort of clash here or not? But it turns out, you know, I mean, we get on great and we have a good laugh together. So we decided to sort of set up our own sort of film company and sort of do stuff together.
And how's that going?
It's going fine at the moment. I mean, at the moment we're sort of working on a Chris project. We're here in sort of Trentham Gardens, and we're doing sort of Romeo and Juliet show and the Robin Hood show for Page2Stage. So that's what we're doing. We're doing the filming for them, which in itself has been like the most challenging to date, because it's sort of set in an outdoor sort of amphitheatre type place with like an undercover canopy. So you've got like the outdoor meets the indoor, which is a bit challenging for sort of camera exposure, etc. And sort of noise levels as well. You get like a lot of sort of maybe wind sound, and we're having to use more than one camera. And never seen so many kids in one place. There's like hundreds of them. So they kind of interfere with them. We're not allowed to film them, obviously, for obvious reasons. We haven't got like all the sort of signatures we need. So trying to keep them out of shot. And kids can be like very curious. They want to, you know, if they see a camera, they want to sort of be involved. And so yeah, so it has been very difficult doing this one, but enjoyable as well. And I'm so pleased I did actually do this, because it shows what can be achieved and what is out there. But it's not something I would sort of particularly want to do on a regular basis. I prefer sort of doing either the documentary and the sort of the film side of things, as opposed to doing this sort of live. Because if we think in the real world, I think like places like the BBC or something, they would have like crews and crews of camera crew to come here and do something like this, where, you know, it's like basically just the two of us.
So it's very challenging. So you're challenging yourself from where you were, say, 2 to 3 years ago. You're actually out there doing it. And not only you're
Absolutely,
doing it, you're challenging yourself.
Certainly challenging myself, and it's doing this particular project. I mean, it's very long hours as well. I mean, we're getting sort of. I mean, the other day we had to get up sort of 6 o'clock in the morning to get here to set up and everything. And the first show was at 10 o'clock. And then we have to sort of stay the whole day as well for the performance in the evening, like at 8 o'clock. So, you know, you get up at 6 o'clock and you don't get back home till 11 o'clock at night. So, like, you're talking, it's a sort of a long time involved in doing it.
And what about for the future? What do you see in the future? What do you hope for? Where do you think you've got direction?
Kind of. I mean, I hope like with the pink grapefruit thing that things will come of that. I mean, we're wearing our sort of t-shirts and everything now to drum up sort of awareness. And there has been already, we only set the website up like sort of 2 days ago or something, and already we've had about 48 hits of it. So that must have come from somewhere, because we haven't like really done any publicity apart from just sitting in a field doing some filming. So people already have thought, oh, what's pink grapefruit? I'll tap into that and see what it's about. So yeah, but I mean all the way through, when I've worked with like various sort of theatre companies and things, I mean it was like all unpaid, but now more and more they're liking the stuff I'm doing, and I'm being offered sort of paid work now.
Do you think soon you'll be buying the BBC bus?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's my dream.